YouTube above average code here, finally coming back to you with some content for you Halo fans out there. Everybody's favorite series viewer VOD review. Today we're going to go through some gameplay from the homie Motivated Light here on King of the Hill Interference, and we're going to see what main points in his gameplay he can work on to hopefully climb in the ranked arena. And guys, I left this freeze frame from right at the beginning up here because I think this is going to be a funny one. It says Teabag Aggression Fest starts at about halfway in. And I love this type of pizzazz in the VODs that you guys send me. So we know our boy's going to be getting bagged. So it'll be really fun to kind of go through and see how maybe he can avoid getting bagged in the near future. And guys, I did watch a little bit of this VOD before we even scanned too far through it. And I have a little bit of a rant here for all of you lower players out there. And if you're a higher level player, feel free to maybe chime in or give some additional tips down below in the comments. And the first thing I want to say while you guys kind of start digging into this gameplay in the background here is if you are silver, maybe gold, maybe even lower platinum, and again, no disrespect to any players down there, there's two main things you want to hyper focus before you even need to get into any like deep in-depth VOD review, and that is your aim and that is your pace of play. If you don't really have those two things, maybe either A, dialed, or B, feeling like you're kind of at a point that's above the competition you're playing against, you should go back to the drawing board and go back and hit those two things really heavy. And what I'm talking about, guys, is controller settings. You should be at kind of a medium pace, not too slow, but definitely not too fast, and just something that you can kind of move around without feeling like you're kind of like spinning around in a swimming pool or something of that nature. And also, you want to be able to hit shots. That's where your left stick aiming comes in and all of those good mechanics. You want to use your left stick, your strafe, to help keep your aim over the enemy. And then finally, slide, don't jump, and use that sprint button, either to get to the enemy, get to the point, or get to your teammates to help them. Okay, that's the main thing. And if you need help on those things, guys, aim videos, settings videos, everything's linked down in the description. Now, we're going to go to the beginning of this gameplay and go through some of these sequences here. And I'll be honest with you, Motivated Light, I'm sure you already know why I gave that little speech at the beginning here, but that goes out to all of you lower ranked players out there. So, right here, you choose to run up top. And even before this, you kind of hesitate, and you're very slow moving. You're not really sure where you want to go. Right off the start on the map, there is objective coming up. There are power weapons and power items coming up. Again, we have OS and snipe on the map here for King of the Hill Interference. You want to beat your enemies to a vantage point, basically. Be it to fight them, to lay down damage across the map, or frankly, just be a force on the map. If you are in that spot, the enemy has to think about you being there, right? So you want to very much get to a point here. So you kind of walk around. Again, you're not really getting any info. You're not really going anywhere. You're not even looking at this snipe. And we can actually, you can't see because it's behind my fat head, but there is an enemy here running towards snipe. We can, of course, see it because this is recorded in theater mode. So it takes you about probably 15 seconds in the match to finally get to a point where you can see the enemies, and there's an enemy right in front of you, and you are not ready to fight them. So, off your starting strat, get to a point, be ready to fight. Those are two very huge things. It doesn't really matter where you go or what you like to do. I believe Lucid said way back that everybody kind of has their own little thing they like to do. Find something, make it yours, but make sure you're being useful to not only your stat line, but also your teammates. Right here, so you whiff a couple shots there, that's fine. You kind of back up. And then you go into a melee trade with this fella. And again, I mean, that was kind of a choppy sequence, but if you do what I just said, you're probably not going to end up in a situation like that. But try not to give that fella the melee. Try to just put the shots in to get the kill there. So you spawn up back in the same area. You got to take in what's around you on the map here. We have Overshield at 0 seconds. It is coming up literally right now, and you have one teammate fighting here. You don't know how many are there, but he has a little bit of help here. So based on what's going on here, I'd really like to see you, well, frankly, you have to fly out on that OS because you have no other teammates looking at it, which you, of course, don't do because you're going to help the teammates, which, again, instinctively, this is the right play, but you have to take in all of the information, and that is OS, which the enemy is about to secure. They get it. So now you got to be ready for a fight here. You're trying to hunt this fella down. He kind of jumps down. You're looking for him. You're a little bit lost. You choose to just walk back to the point. and then you get into a fight with OS, and you don't really get in too much damage. And this is kind of where I say your aim and everything should be dialed in these lobbies. Right here, you want to have your reticle up and ready to shoot this fella. You want to be able to snap to him fast. I can tell how slow your sensitivity is because how long it took the reticle to get to him. And then, frankly, he's one shot, and you have help over here on the point. I wouldn't even be upset if you chased him, to be honest. But instead, you kind of just stand in one place. You look around. You wait. OS is here. And right there, I'd like to see you actually get a melee in. And that was a little bit of an awkward situation, I can definitely tell. But that's just kind of how you want to break down these sequences, because I understand this might be a lot to take in, but you very much just always have to be ready to shoot and kind of don't let things surprise you, I guess. The sooner you can think about where the enemy is coming from and knowing where they are, the easier the game becomes and the more you can avoid these sequences. And I'll kind of try to break that down here for you in the next sequence. So where you spawn up, it's no secret. All of the action is going on at the point. So you have to find a route to get over to that point as quickly as possible. And you see you actually have a teammate over here and you choose to go that way. I'm really not too upset about that. You catch one in your right side view there. You do react to it. You put in some good shots, and you end up getting a good kill. I'm very happy with that, right? So now you just cleared out A side, at least you hope, right? So you want to get to that point as quickly as possible because there's more fights going down. You want to get over here and help this teammate, and that's exactly what you do. Sprint, get on that point. This is all fantastic, right? And I mean, there's an enemy already in my vision screwing up the learning point I'm about to give you here. So right when you get this kill, you need to envision where the enemy is going to come from. The sooner you can do that, the sooner you know what direction to look in, how you should move through the situation, where you should be shooting, everything of the sort. So, you just got that kill, and these other enemies died sooner, so you know they're going to be spawning up at some point. And you can see by the little teammate cursors here that on the right side of your screen, your teammates are spawning right behind you where you just killed that other enemy right over on the bunker steps there, or I believe that's A side of the map. So it's safe to assume there's going to be enemies spawning in the back left catwalk, balcony, whatever you like to call it. I'm still trash at call outs on this map. So the enemies are going to be coming down this route right here. When exactly, you don't know unless you have just like a perfectly dialed in timer in your head. But it's safe to assume they're going to be there. So when you jump, you want to already be looking that way. And sure enough, there's an enemy right there. And sure, oh, Cody, it's easy for you to say you saw it on the screen. But that is literally the process that you need to be going through in your head to think about where the enemies are. How many are dead? When are they spawning up? Where are my teammates? Because where your teammates are and where you are will 9 times out of 10 dictate exactly where the enemies are going to spawn. And the only reason I pause it here, and that's kind of what you want to think about when you're trying to think about where the enemies are, right? Don't jump so much. You jump once, twice, 3 times throughout that gunfight, and you don't even get the kills. Try to keep your boots on the ground, because if your boots are on the ground, you're able to move a little bit better throughout the gunfight. And again, I can see here how slow your sensitivity is. You're scoped in, just slowly dragging it along. And I wouldn't be scoped in here. I would honestly just try to no-scope them. Like I said, just work on that aim. Try to get a little bit stickier, and you'll get a lot more aim assist if you are using that left stick to aim. And now OS coming up. You got to look at that right now. Oh, we're running right past it. Oh, no, we're running right past it. OS is currently up. I'm hoping your teammate over there grabbed it, but you're doing a good job getting shots in over here. I'm happy with this. You throw a grenade where you know the enemy's going to be. Teammate with OS needs to turn around and help you. He does not, but he gets the kill anyway, so that's all good and fine here. And guys, we have not made it through much gameplay here, so let's see how you handle next hill. So you guys actually go on to secure that hill. So you have it. So right here, I like this. Go rotate through the other hill. And see that, yeah, you want to scope in and just be ready to shoot this enemy. And so you're all on the hill right now. You know they're not behind you. You have enemies in front of you. I would just keep rotating through. Yup. Push the fights. Push the pressure. I love what I'm seeing. Put some damage in. Try to grab that snipe. Perfect. Grab that snipe. Scope in. Oh, get him. Oh, get him. And see, so right here, you've got this enemy one shot. So if you're in this situation, I would just switch to the Bandit and try to put in another shot very quickly, because that'll be a little quicker than trying to line up a snipe. But also, don't just jump around out in the open, because if the help comes, which it should have for that enemy, you're pretty much a sitting duck. And most importantly, do not just run at them, because what you're doing right here is you are just laying the snipe on a absolute golden platter for the enemy. If you're going to drop snipe, you want to drop it hopefully by your team and where they're spawning, which you guys actually got the map kind of flipped there, so it doesn't really matter too much. So we're pushing this hill. And again, see right here. So when you take this gunfight, you should be strafing with this enemy to try to keep the reticle over them. Instead, you're just kind of walking straight towards them. You're not really doing much to keep your reticle over them, which is kind of what you want to work on for sure. I'd say that's like the main thing, is work on your aim, your left stick aiming. Maybe go up a little bit higher on the FOV so you can see a little bit more on the screen, because this does look pretty slow. It might be a little bit nauseating at first if you're on a lower FOV, but I definitely recommend going up to maybe at least 90, 95, because I believe this is much lower than that here. And I'll be honest with you, I'm really excited to see where this teabag aggression ends up coming in, so we're going to watch through some of this gameplay here. So you're going back bunker. I love this spawn for this hill, so I really have no problem with this. You're ADSing, put in some damage across the map, that's fine. Just be careful where you're putting in damage, because stopping right here, if this fella chooses to turn and shoot you, you're pretty much a free kill, especially since he has OS. So if you're going to put in damage across the map, maybe stay back in bunker where you picked up the plasma grenades, or right here, go over to top tower, just because it's going to put you in a much safer position to put in damage. Just like right here, you're able to back out. Even though you're one shot, you can kind of preserve your life. You do end up getting that kill. I don't think that grenade killed him. Right here, I don't think you have any more grenades, but ideally you throw a grenade there, back bunker. Looks like you're about to fry this guy. See, like right here, sprint in and slide the corner. Go faster. You're full health. Get in there. You could fly right at him. Instead, you go slow, you jump, you get tagged, you get hit with a grenade, and you don't get the melee trade. No. You could see how just pushing the pace there could have severely changed the outcome of that fight. Right here, you see there's too many on point, so you back out. You choose to get your shields back, which I'm more than okay with. Waiting for teammates, and now you got to get up there and help your teammates so they're not fighting a 3v4. Grab that heat wave. And I like that. You reacted much quicker to that enemy there. You're laying down some good damage here with the heat wave. Don't forget that you can put it straight up and down as well, but I understand if you leave it horizontal. It's definitely a little bit easier to aim horizontally. And see, so right here is a big teaching point for just about every rank here, and this is something the boys have just drilled into my head for a long time. So when you get that kill and you get that hill here, you have a pretty good idea that this is cleared out now, right? So you want to push that spawn. That is the desirable spawn. The point is right in front of it. You want to block this. This is what we call blocking spawns. The sooner you fly in there, the sooner you keep the enemy from hopefully spawning anywhere on that side of the map. You want them spawning where you just spawned behind you. But you take this moment to kind of turn around and look. In this moment, you're just leaving that spawn open. Now, could your teammates still get the spawn there? Yes, maybe they could, but I don't think they're going to. You want to just push forwards and block that spawn, but you have to be able to see these situations. So when you get those kills, I don't want to say always just push forwards, but general rule of thumb, oh man, here we go. General rule of thumb, you want to push up and get that spawn. You're just getting bagged into oblivion. And these are the bags that really irk me. Not in like an, oh my god, they're bagging me type of way. But this fella back here did 90% of the damage. I don't really know why this player is bagging you. It's definitely an interesting sight, but they're really, they're how you say really getting after it there. So let's see how this progresses now. And I can tell walking off spawn, you don't even know how to react. You're literally tweaking right now. So you're on the next hill here. You're on the next hill. There's 10 seconds on OS, and you could definitely get some early hill time, which I like a lot here. You look over. I don't hate that grenade. I'm glad to see you using them. Good job picking up the equipment, by the way. I didn't really talk about that. Picking up the heat wave, the plasma. OS should be coming up right now, so I'd like to see you chow out for it and you disregard another OS. And also, instead of sitting in this corner, you could have easily just been regenning your shields behind this pillar here. I don't really see too much reason to expect you're going to get a barrage of grenades in these lobbies. And again, I like seeing you check for that heat wave, but you got to check for that overshield. That is the most important thing on this map. And you guys did not, and it looks like the enemy got it. You guys definitely did not get it. So now you have OS here. You're kind of late to put in some damage. All your teammates are dead now. Okay, there's the other grenade. And there you go. Just get out of there. Just be a nuisance. Your existence over here is enough to be annoying. You definitely want to wait here for your teammates to come in and help. Enemy comes over to get you. And again, you're just doing a little too much jumping around there. In that sequence, I wouldn't be upset with you kind of just hiding until your teammates get over there, because your teammates will very much dictate when you should attack or when you should kind of just chill out a little bit. And you kind of have the drop on them. Again, right here, all your teammates are dead. Oh, but you're getting in there. Oh, so are they. They're just bagging everybody. At least they're going for all y'all. You get the back smack on the bagger. Okay, we're just going off the rails now. We're getting a little bit of comedy hour here now. But yeah, I think I gave you a lot. Honestly, like a ton of tips to work with, and I think the reason that there's so many tips to give, and I've said this before, is, oh my god, they're bagging their own teammate. But I really do think that the lower ranks here, being silver, I'm willing. If you made me guess, I want to say this is mid-gold gameplay. I don't think you mentioned it in your original post, but please let me know. Or even low platinum. I feel like those ranks are the easiest. I use this term lightly, easiest to progress out of, because there's a lot of things that you can literally just like open up the game, shoot bots for an hour, and honestly, like, your aim is going to immediately improve. And this is going so off the rails, this gameplay. This is insane. So take all of these tips. I very much recommend working on one thing at a time. Like I said, focus on the aim, focus on the pace you play. Don't even worry about the objectives as much, because I'll be honest with you, not many people are being methodical about their objectives in these lobbies. So if you can just play fast and get some relatively accurate kills, you are going to dominate in these lobbies. So those are the first two things I want you to work on. Second, start to learn to acknowledge when it's time to block spawns, when it's time to move towards your teammates, when it's time to hide. If you can figure out those aspects of the game, you are going to just absolutely skyrocket through rank. I'll be honest with you. But seriously, get in, shoot some bots, and just get that aim, get that accuracy up, and you're going to see how quickly your gameplay really can change here. And now I'm kind of just curious about the outcome. I hate to miss if there's any more destructive bagging here, but I think I pretty much gave you about everything you're going to get out of this gameplay. And this is pretty much just a bag fest. Please tell me you win this game. I'm going to be severely disappointed if you don't win this game. Total mess, played like crap. Okay, you did win. Okay, that's what matters. Game felt laggy. It happens to the best of us. But yeah, I'm glad you got the win. There's a lot of potential here, Motivated Light, and those are kind of just the main things that I wanted to hit you with. I think if you work on those things, it will be very, very helpful. But also, I think this is very helpful for any other lower ranks that may be watching this, either now or in the future, but also people that are in that platinum range that probably don't feel like they need very much VOD review, but also they don't really do the basics like blocking spawns or moving towards their teammates or hiding when all their teammates are dead and everything of the sort. But anyways, guys, just rambling on about what I went through this game, went through on this VOD submission. Forgive me, guys. It's late at night. Anyways, subscribe, like, comment any other tips here for the lower rank players. No disrespect. It's just a matter of fact that there are gaps as you go through the ranked arena. And of course, guys, channel memberships and super thanks. These little coaching VOD submission sessions are completely free. You can just join the Discord and link some gameplay and VOD submissions, and I'll hopefully get to them in a timely manner. Anyways, Motivated Light, hope this helped you out. It was a little longer than I want it to be. I'm trying to keep these VOD submissions kind of concise. But anyways, guys, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay tuned for the next video.